So you see this a lot at the gym. People put too much heavy weight, they do this, they do that, they do this, and they do that. They do this, and they do that. And I've seen it time and time and time and time. No, get a weight you can control. Come forward and get a good stretch, and then come back and squeeze. All right? Forward, get a good stretch. Come back, squeeze. Your back should be there when you're squeezing. All right, Eddie G here from GF7 Fit. Today we're doing a back workout. Most back workouts consist of maybe 2-3 exercises, but here I'm gonna give you several exercises so you can hit your upper back, the lateral part of your back, the middle back, and the lower back. Most people, they don't really hit that lower back that well on back day. So it is part of back, and then your upper back, your middle back fibers. So we're gonna start today with lat pull downs. Right over here, you see this at the gym. I'm gonna give you a couple suggestions for each exercise. I'm not gonna do a bunch of sets. I'm gonna show you maybe about 5 reps, 6 reps at the most, just so you kind of get an idea of how to structure your workout. I recommend you start with lat pull downs. It's gonna warm up your joints, warm up your elbows, your wrists, your back muscles, and hit those lats. All right, so with lat pull downs, what you don't wanna do, you don't wanna do this. You don't wanna get a big heavy weight. You're gonna be doing this. You know, you don't want to do that. Again, you don't want to do that on lat pull downs. You don't want to do that. You want to have control. You do want to get a good stretch, because the more you can stretch your muscle, the more you can contract the muscle. That means the stronger you can get a contraction. Up in here, you bring it down just about there, and then you start pulling. A little bit underneath your chin. Almost as though you're doing a chin up. Right here and down. Right there. Almost like, yeah, you're doing a chin up, but you're just pulling the weight down underneath your chin right there. You can lean back a bit to get a stretch, but just lean back to about right there. The rest of it, you're just pulling. So you're not doing this. You're not doing that with momentum. You're getting a stretch to there, and then once you're there, you're gonna come down to there. So you're getting a stretch to here, and then really squeezing at the bottom. I even suggest stopping at the bottom there a second or two on this exercise. And as far as reps go on this, do at least 10, no more than 15. So 10 or 15. The first one I recommend you do 15, second one 15, maybe your third set 12, last set 10, add a little weight to each set as you go up. Pyramid principle. So that's your lat pull down. You can start with that. If you're more advanced, you can go right to here. If you're more advanced, you can go right to here. You can do a pull-up, all right? You can do your wide pull-ups, get more of that wide back, all right? You can do a wide pull-up. Most people want to develop the biceps, so you can do a chin up here. You want to get more bicep. Again, if you're a little bit more advanced, you know, if you can do 15, 20 pull-ups real easy, then you probably want to add some weight. You can get a belt with a chain and add some weight to your reps. These pull-ups, as far as reps, anywhere between 8 to 12. I would do 3 sets. If lat pull downs are a little bit not that challenging for you and you can do pull-ups, go ahead and include pull-ups in there. If you're more of an advanced lift and you can handle more sets, go with the pull-ups. If for whatever reason you can't do that many pull-ups, let's just say you can do 1 or 2 pull-ups, because let's be honest, not everybody can do pull-ups. Let's just say that you can do 1 or 2 pull-ups. You're doing your chin-ups, right? And you do 1, and then you do 2, and then you were trying to do 3, but you can't do 3. Then I suggest you get a band. I know some gyms have a pull-up machine and pull-up dip station, but let's be honest, usually those machines are busy. And if you're like me, you don't like to wait around all day. So I'd get a band, put it here. You can actually even get 2 bands if you wanted to. Then you can grab here after you're done doing 2 or 3 for failure. And you can do however many you want with a band. You can do whatever you need to do. I don't know how many reps you do. I don't know like how strong you are, whatever. I'm just making suggestions. Like if you can only do a few pull-ups and you want to get a good workout, you can add a band to it. So I suggest you start that with a good pull down to work the lat muscles. If you don't know where the lat muscles are at, This image here I'm about to upload, those are your lat muscles right there. Those are the lat muscles, and that's what you want to work when you're doing these ones. So then next we're going to move on to the rhomboids. All right, so now you've done the lats, now we're going on to the rhomboids. The rhomboids are the middle part of the back. You can really work those by doing rows, either your barbell rows, your seated rows. I'm going to show you seated rows here. Most times at the gym, people are doing these wrong. A lot of exercises at the gym, people do them wrong. The thing about, even if you're doing exercises wrong, you might still get results. People are like, well, they're still big, they're still getting results. Yeah, but how many times have they been injured? You know what I mean? And how much time do their elbows hurt or their joints hurt because they're doing it wrong? You don't know how many Advils they take a day or what they're going through. Something. They might not even be sleeping. They might be taking stimulants to work out, depressants to sleep. I don't know if you want. If you want that, cool. But I'm trying to show you the right way to work out here. So, seated rows. Obviously, at the machine, you have the nice cables and the nice. You can put your feet there and everything. Well, you don't have that luxury here. It's a garage gym, but you can still do the same movement here. You want to stretch the muscle there. But you don't want to like lean way back. That's why I put the chair like this, halfway. I know the gyms you can't do that because there's this, at the gym it would just be like this. At the gym it would be this like a seat there, you know. So you see this a lot at the gym. People put too much heavy weight, they do this, they do that. They do this, and they do that. They do this, and they do that. And I've seen it time and time and time and time. No, get a weight you can control. Come forward and get a good stretch, and then come back and squeeze. All right? Forward, get a good stretch. Come back, squeeze. Your back should be there when you're squeezing. So your back's there, squeeze. Back's right there, squeeze. You gotta stretch forward, squeeze. Stretch forward, squeeze. You don't wanna and then come back and almost fire your feet up. No, that's not, you're not working your back muscles. Again, that's working your rhomboids. You can also do them standing. You could, well, at the gym, I don't know if you could do them standing. Yeah, they have the other machines where you could bring this up, someone brought there. You can get a good base. You could do a standing row. That's gonna work more of your core. But it's still the same workout. It's still the same muscles. Again, these rows are hitting your rhomboids. I'm gonna put an image here up on the screen, the rhomboids. So those right there, those are your rhomboids. And you can hit them by doing rows. Another great one for the middle back, to add thickness, are your barbell rows. Where you grab a barbell, you've seen the barbell rows, you have the barbell here, and you do the rows up, right? Your barbell rows, you can do those as well, that's another good row. You can do them with a dumbbell. You're hitting those middle back fibers. And of course, you're probably gonna get a bit of lats in there too. It's not like you're just gonna isolate one muscle than the other. You just emphasize one muscle more than the other. That doesn't mean you're not gonna hit the other muscle, you know what I mean? That doesn't mean that. You are still gonna hit the other. All right, so like I was saying, you are gonna hit the other muscles. You're just trying to specify, I don't wanna say specifically hit another muscle, but you're just emphasizing one muscle over the other. And by the way, when you're doing your rows, you're hitting the middle part fibers of your trapezius muscles. Your trapezius muscles run way down here to way up about in here. So they're also responsible for that retraction of the scapula. So when you're doing these rows, you're also hitting those muscles. Which brings us to our next muscle, the upper back fibers. So if you come over here, I'm gonna show you probably still the king of the upper back movement. That's your shrugs. You know, you get a good grip here. You're here in good bent position. You want to shrug this all the way up right there, right? Here, shrug all the way up. I like to dip down a little bit into the ground, get some ground reaction forces going, and then I like to come up, right there. Just to dig and come up. That's gonna get your upper fibers, right there. Here, right there, right? If you don't like using a barbell, some people don't like a barbell for whatever reason, because they don't like that position, it puts your lower back in. Oh, by the way, I always use a weight though. So it does two things. It keeps your back warm. It keeps the back warm, and it kind of just gives you that support. So you know, like, you have to like exert a little force against it, so you keep your core braced at all times. I just really like using a weight belt to train. Another thing you can do with those, you can get the dumbbells. You can do your shrugs. When you're doing your shrugs right here, I'd come up and pause for a little bit. As far as shrugs, I like to do 3 sets of 6 to 8. right in there, getting at the upper back fibers. Another exercise that I love for upper back fibers, kind of like an upright row, but it's a hybrid between like an upright row and like a high pull. If you know what the high pull is in Olympic lifting, when they bring that barbell way up in here, you notice the elbow is the same level as the wrist, but even though their hands are down a bit, that's like the high pull. I like to do kind of like a high pull hybrid, so somewhere about lower chest area with a good amount of weight, because it's getting, you can feel almost all those traps firing, and you can also get the side shoulders. So that it looks like something like this. So from the side, I like to get a little bend knees down in there, and then just kind of just bring it up there. Keep it close to the body here, right there, here, right there, here, right there, here, and right there. And I like to try to keep my wrist level with my elbow. I try not to do this movement, doing this movement because a lot of stress on the shoulder impingement. People are like, what about Olympic lifters? Don't they do this movement? They kind of do. They're kind of here. The wrist is down here, but the hand is like this, holding onto the barbell, something like this. But you notice the wrist is still kind of in line with the elbow, as opposed to people when they do upright rows, some people do this, like this. So that, you kind of don't want to do that. You want to do something like in this. I'm kind of going back. That way you protect the shoulders from being impinged. Again, these are hitting the upper fibers of the trapezius. Those two movements I just showed you. And if you look at this image right here on the screen, these are your trapezius muscles. You can see how they start lower and they end up a little higher. And these two movements are gonna hit the upper back muscles. All right, so we're not done. We're not done. Next is the lower back, and then we'll be done with the back. All right, so we started with the lat muscles, kind of like lateral part of your back. We did rhomboids, middle part of your back. We did upper part of your back, which is the trapezius. We're gonna finish now with like the erector spinae group, which is your like lower back muscles. I really like doing the cable, like it's like a cable Romanian deadlift. So you gotta get it off the ground first. That's gonna be like your regular deadlift. And then, you wanna start down here, get it off the ground. Obviously it's kind of light, but you could use the weight you want. Once you have it up here, kind of go a little bit past your knees and then back up. All right? A little bit past your knees and back up, but keep your hips high. Don't do this. That's a squat. That's not gonna really hit your lower back that much. It might hit a little bit. Really wanna emphasize the lower back. Keep the hips as high as you can. Just take the hips back. Take the weight forward in front of your knees and then back up. Slightly below your knees, okay? Slightly below your knees and then back up. Really hitting that upper back. Taking the hips back and up. I just really like the cable deadlift for that reason. It really emphasizes hitting that lower back. You are gonna get glutes as well. It's really good for guys that work glutes as well, because most men don't work their glutes. This is why a lot of my clients, they have lower back pain. Reason you have lower back pain, most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time you have lower back pain, it's because your lower back is underactive. In other words, it's not that strong. You gotta strengthen your lower back and the pain will go away. Believe me, it will. If you don't like the cable for whatever reason, I'll give you another option. It's the Romanian deadlift. Obviously, you load on the weight that you wanna load, whatever is heavy for you, I don't know. But this is the way you wanna do it. You wanna start up here. Here, you're just pushing your hips back. The bar's coming forward, right underneath your kneecaps there. And then back up. Hips back underneath the kneecaps there, and back up. That's your Romanian deadlift. Hips back, and there. How about if you wanted to do this? Come, keep going lower and lower and lower. Well, you could, now you're working a little bit more hamstrings, but the emphasis of this workout, of this video, was lower back. So if you want to hit the lower back, get that stronger. Hips back, bar down beneath the kneecaps there, and back up. Kind of taking the hamstrings. The hamstrings still working, of course, but you're also getting lower back muscle. You don't want to do this. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. People start doing that. No, don't do that. Do it like I showed you the first time. All right, if you like this workout, give me that thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button. Hit that little bell. Like and share. And if you watched it up to now, I appreciate you. Comment, like, and share. Help me out with the algorithm. And peace out.